same thing. I do a lot of my sparring as far as kicking goes, very similar to Mr. Wallace. You know, works a lot with the kicks as far as them all coming out within the same kick, round kick, side kick. You know, having all your stop positions in the same in your chamber. And I also incorporate my axe kick. You know, the kicks still also look like those three basic kicks. So we'll work on that. But one of the first things I want to do is from your fighting stance. Okay, whatever fighting stance you're on. What I want is good number. What I want, we're going to pair up. But I want you to work on, I'm not a hands person, I'm mostly a kicker. But because I have good kicks, my hands always end up working because I'm always looking at my kicks. You know, so if I decide to throw some hand combinations, they're a little more successful, but not because I'm a great puncher, but because they're constantly always watching my legs, so when I throw a punch, I take them by surprise. But to work your speed on your hand techniques, what I want you to do, if she used her hand as like a focus pad, because we don't have pads here today, but if she sees my back fist coming, say a back fist or a punch, and she sees it coming, I want her to move her hand out of the way. Okay? I'm getting her butt. Okay? A lot of times the person will see it coming, be able to block and counter or whatever, react to you. What I want you to do is I want you to try it that way at first. Then what I want you to do is I want to see some moving and faking. Okay? Use those fakes. The minute I stop faking on somebody, okay, I'm going to use the shoulder fake. We can do a couple different ones. But one, being a shoulder fake. Faking with my shoulder that I'm going to come in, but also the foot too. Okay? Faking that I'm going to come in, it's going to make my hand techniques that much faster. We're also going to do it with the kicks. So if I'm constantly, you know, faking that I'm going to move, faking, you're going to see the difference when someone's putting their hand out. And you're going to try and move your hand out of the way if you see a back fist. We're just working back fist. But just the concept, whether it's with kicks, reverse punch, back fist, anything. The person is moving and faking. Moving target is so much harder to block or see them and be able to answer something coming in. Okay? So let's just try that for a few minutes. Don't kill each other. Just put your hand out. You see that back fist coming, move your hand out of the way. Okay? Just drop it down. And try it with the fakes. Try using the fake. I want to see the shoulder one and also the leg. Kind of like you're going to step in. Okay? Use that shoulder. Let's try that. Start that today in a 20-minute, 30-minute seminar. Whenever you can go back and practice it. But that's something that's really good to practice in front of the mirror. You know, so a lot of schools have mirrors, you know, or at home if you're working your fighting stance. The stiffer you are, and the tighter you are, the more chance they're gonna see the technique coming. Whether it's a kick or a punch. So if I'm real stiff, you know, go to lean back. I mean, I wanna, or if I'm stiff and I'm coming in with that hand technique, they're gonna see it coming. So the looser you can stay, the more relaxed, the more on your toes moving, and the more you can use those fakes. Okay. I don't know if anyone ever remembers Pedro Xavier. Out of Boston, great fighter, was on the Mitchell team from Boston Taekwondo, and he, I mean, I would spar with him, and I'd be like, I feel like I was going to have a heart attack, you know, he'd have me like so nervous, you know, constantly. I mean, his fakes are incredible, and you definitely see that when you're working with someone and you're sparring, but I want you to try the same thing with the kicks, okay? Money's good shoes on, so be careful. Use the hand as a target, but don't try and knock the hand out, you know, real hard. But just be on your toes, and, you know, faking, you know, and try not to do this huge lean back or this big step up to kick. As soon as you do the step up to kick, as soon as you're here, I'm going to be on top of you with that back fist over the head. Okay, so I'm going to time you. As soon as you go to slide up and throw a kick, I'm going to time you. And that's when I'm going to go in on you at this point. Okay? So if you can try to kick and move at the same time. So if you're lifting this leg up and pushing at the same time. Okay? If you're doing those both at the same time, it's not as easy to time the person, okay? So if you're going to stick that hand out, What I want you to do is, as soon as you see the hand, we're going to go stomach high. We don't have to go head high. Okay, a little bit harder, but you can start raising it as you get better. All right? So start like stomach high. The person's going to stick that hand out. So what you do, pick, quick. Try and be real quick. Try and get the slide step and throw the kick out. Try to hit that hand. But pay attention that you're not stiff. You're moving. You can fake with the leg. Try to get that leg up as fast as you can. Okay? When it starts getting easy to do it to the stomach, start working it higher. Not necessarily step. Start working it higher and get your timing. Okay? Start getting used to doing that slide motion. Not that this step is bad. Okay? But it's a little easier for me to time you on that. So Christine's coming in with her feet together. If you're going to do like a slide up and then kick, okay, that's where I'm going to time her. Okay, whether I want to jam her and hit her with a technique, or she's doing that step up and I step over and axe kick her or something. Okay, that's where I'm going to time her. But it's okay to use that once in a while. Like I might be here sliding in with a kick, and maybe she's backpedaling, and I might put it down and do that slide up. It depends on what her reaction is. So it's not that it's a bad step to use, but if that's how I kick all the time, slide up, kick, she's gonna get the timing on that very easy. Okay? So switching it up, trying to work that push step. What we're also gonna do is I want to work on one of my favorite kick combinations. Those of you who worked with Mr. Wallace earlier, you know, his chamber, using his round kick, hook, or side, all coming from the same start position. I kind of incorporated using my axe kick thing. Most people use their axe back leg, which is very easy to get stuffed doing that. And when they're using the axe kick with the front leg, a lot of times it's a straight leg. So it doesn't look like my side, my axe, my hook, or my round kick. So what I do is I try to work on that to look the same as those other kicks. So my knee position will start off here, and then I'll pivot my knee. My shoulders need to stay sideways. Okay? I need to keep my shoulders sideways. If I start to do this, that's where I'm going to get stuck. Okay? So keeping that stretch, you can get up against the wall and have someone try to stretch you, turning that knee sideways. Okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to try a kick combination. I'm going to throw my side kick to the body. If she's open, I'll just score it. Make it easy. But if her arm's here, what I'm going to do is like a check, and I'm going to hit her arm, not real hard. I don't want to send her across the room. Okay, I'm just going to check that arm, bring my knee back, turn my knee, drop it down to the axle. Okay, so this position, side, turn the knee straight up, keep the shoulders sideways, drop the axle. Okay, to practice that, especially if you're working with someone tall like that, what I want you to do is she can just stick her arm out like this, and you can kick under, and then bend the knee, drop it down over. Okay? So try that with your opposite back. Try to apply it to your fighting, and maybe make, you know, some kind of improvement there. Whether I can say, you know, style-wise, no matter what style you are, when it comes to fighting, try to use what I was showing you at the beginning as far as using your fakes. You know, shoulder fakes, faking, footwork. You're going to score 10 times more than if you're stationary or even moving. I mean, moving is better than standing still. But if you can get those fakes, you know, if you can be faking, sidestepping, you know, using those fakes, the techniques will land. And I'm sure you noticed when you were doing it with the hand, how harder it was to move your hand out of the way and not get hit with that back fist when your partner was using those fakes. Okay? So working on the fakes, work on trying to get the push, stepping and kicking at the same time rather than stepping and then throwing the kick. So you just can work on that. Okay? And then I just showed you one of the combinations that I like to use. You know, I like to incorporate the axe kick, work working that stretch to try to improve that, going from your side kick position to an axe kick position and pointing your knee up. You can do that stretch up against the wall. Try and keep your shoulders sideways and get that knee turned. Okay, so not only turning that knee like a front kick, but keeping those shoulders sideways so you don't get stuck with that. Okay, so that side kick can come from here, or when you go to throw your axe kick, you can turn that knee up and drop it down. Okay, or vice versa, do the axe into the side. All right.